to this country looking for a better life. They actually ended up in the Pacific Northwest and, of course, bought a farm that had an abundance of fruit trees. And from there, continued a tradition that Alberti spoke to earlier, creating basically what was originally called Turkish Delight, which
the Lion,
is
the Witch, and the Wardrobe.
A juicy, delicious, that's true,
Yeah.
kind of juice-filled fruit and nut candy that is lightly dusted in powdered sugar, and these are all individually wrapped. With that said, this from Liberty Orchard, a 100-plus-year-old company, is bringing us a 60 count of their always popular fruit and nut confections, $34.98. And as a matter of fact, when you get this, the actual box that these come in has a photograph of the Liberty Orchards on them, as well as the story about the history of the orchard. So it's kind of a fun gift idea, too, if you want to think of it like that. We are offering 2 ship weeks. You can have this shipped out immediately, or you can opt for a shipment on August 29th, so a little bit closer to September. Whichever one you choose, you get 30 or 60 individual pieces in a combination of flavors that include the raspberry and pecan, the cranberry orange sorbet,
That one's really yummy.
the blueberry almond, the strawberry and walnut, the apricot and walnut, or the apple and walnut. And it's not a choice of. You get all of this that you see here on the table in that great gift box. 3 payments of $11.66 per month. We'd love to reintroduce our dear friend, Marie-Louise Ludwig, who brings to us a lot of great gourmet foodie items. Welcome back. Always a pleasure, Marie-Louise.
It's great to be here. We are so excited to be back and equally excited to be nominated this year. We are a Customer Food Choice nominee for Best Fruit and Nut. So we're excited about that. But being able to go here to the beautiful Pacific Northwest is one of the great things about QVC, is that we can take our QVC family places they may never have gone before. But look at that. Soft, juicy, melt in your mouth, made with fruit juice, fruit concentrates, fruit purees, and fresh nut. Just a little dusting of powdered sugar to finish it off. Takes the brightness down just a little bit, but also keeps it sticking from the wrapper. We love that these are all individually wrapped as well. Yum. My mouth is watering looking at it.
And it's not like a taffy pull. It's like a jelly pull.
It's jelly,
It's jelly that melts in your mouth. So you hit this, put this on your tongue, and it literally just starts to dissolve.
Oh, yeah. I order these from my mom all the time, Marie-Louise and Jane, because in Albanian they call these lakuma, but it's Turkish Delight. And so traditionally they all always have like nuts, right? But one of them in this combination does not have nuts, which is really nice because you get the cranberry orange sorbet. But do you want to go through the flavors?
Yes, please. Let's go through the flavors. And each one is a true flavor. I always say the experience starts when you take the wrapper off and you smell them. So I'm
raspberry pecan.
Okay, raspberry pecan. So that's going to be fresh raspberries. Boy, we've got those in our garden right now. With pecans come together, so you get that nice burst of raspberry.
Then we have cranberry orange sorbet.
That will be the only one in this batch that does not have nuts. And I say, this reminds me of my mother-in-law's cranberry relish at Thanksgiving.
For Thanksgiving, I know my Aunt Helen made that too. And we still make her do that every year, every holiday.
And this actually would be really good if it had some walnuts in it. Then it would taste exactly like it. But just that burst of cranberry and orange together, a lovely combination.
Then this one is the blueberry and almond. That's a nice mix.
And we love fresh, bursting summer and spring blueberries and almonds come together. This tastes like a blueberry cobbler with a little bit of crunch on the top of it.
Then we have the
strawberry walnut. And look how many nuts are in that.
Oh, I love that you're showing that there, because that cross section really shows the generous amount of fresh nuts that they put in.
Yeah.
This is like your spring and summer strawberries and walnuts go together beautifully as well.
Juicy, juicy, delicious. Yeah. And not overly sweet. It's really like the pure juice of all of these, like the apricot and walnut.
Yeah. The apricot and walnut is one of the first pieces that they did. So this is going to be fresh apricots and walnuts come together. And then to finish it off, where it all began when those two young men came over and bought Liberty Orchards and had all of those apples, fresh Washington State apples with walnuts. They actually call them applet, and the apricot ones are called cotlet. So you're getting a really nice mix of all of our favorite flavors. Really a salute to the summertime, but it's just so nice to have them all individually wrapped with all of their colors, and little hands can go in, and you know that you're getting fruit juice, fruit concentrates, and fruit purees made in small batches.
And by the way,
a couple of these in your lunch bag
always
to go to work.
And so you always have like this colorful medley. You always have this nice thing. You know, it was funny. I was talking about the fact that, you know, when I was a kid, we used to buy these all the time. Not from Liberty Orchards, but like, you know, from like people would come from the former Yugoslavia or from Albania and bring it to my parents, right? But it was always just like, it wasn't individually packaged like this. It was always more messy. These are delicious.
Oh.
They're so colorful. Everybody reaches for these.
Yeah.
It's like the adult candy.
It's adult roll-ups. Remember the little juicy roll-ups when we were kids? But it was like kind of plastic tasting and
well,
not that
just
good.
Real
this
fruit.
is real fruit, and they're juicy and delicious. And then they have a little, you know, surprise of the delicious nuts inside. I know they tell you not to play with your food, but it's kind of hard not to when you're talking about this. Look at that. That's all juice.
Fresh candy. That is an heirloom recipe that just dates back hundreds of years that came over to the States. Fresh fruit juice, fruit concentrates, fruit purees, and then the freshest of nuts come together, and they cook these down in small batches, cut them into pieces, and then they're gently kissed with a little bit of that powdered sugar, and they're all individually wrapped in that beautiful box. A great way to finish off, like in the summertime, like it's so hot here right now, and you can enjoy some of that Corky's barbecue maybe, or one of those great steak burgers that Ralph was presenting.
Little something sweet.
But then you just want a little something to round it all off. You just want a little something to sweeten the middle of the day, and this is perfect.
All right, so here's what we've got. In the immediate ship week, we have 500 remaining.
Oh my gosh.
If you want it to ship on the 29th, we have about 150. And these will be good in our pantry for how long, Marie-Louise?
You've got a real good 6 months on these or longer. They really stay nice and fresh, but they won't last that long. We don't recommend that you freeze them. Keep them nice and fresh. So every time you break open that wrapper, you get exactly what you were showing. Fresh, pull apart, juicy.
And all of these different varieties. So what's great about it is every day can be a different delight.
A completely different experience,
So we've got the raspberry pecan, we've got the blueberry almond, we've got the strawberry walnut, the apple walnut, which is where it started, the apricot and walnut, and then finally the cranberry orange, which is the only one that doesn't have any nuts. You get something for everyone here in this offer. And 87731, no auto delivery. So again, to get them, you need to place your order, put them in the cart, check out so you don't miss out. We have 300 for the immediate ship week available and 6 dozen for August 29th.
Wow.
And that's it. Marie-Louise, thank you for joining us this evening. Good to see you.
And you know what? These ship beautifully, even in the heat. You're good to go.
All right. Good to know.
Yeah.
Thank you, darling.
Don't have to worry about them melting.
Welcome.
All right, so